Welcome back. Singapore filmmakers can look forward to more government support for their craft. The Media Development Authority is undertaking a complete review of its various schemes with the aim of giving an additional boost to the local movie industry. While some may emerge as early as April next year, the focus will likely be on helping filmmakers market their work better. Industry players Channel NewsAsia spoke with welcomed greater state support, but they say that's just one piece of the puzzle. Dylan Low explores the ins and outs of filmmaking.
You can call me Terry, Mom. This is your bed. Sleep here.
It's the small film from the small island that could. Set during the 1997 Asian financial crisis, Ilo told a simple tale of a Filipina maid and her rocky journey with the family of three she worked for. But what a tale! Director Anthony Chen's work pulled at the heartstrings of international audiences.
Anthony Chen pour Ilo.
And hauled in the awards. The Camera d'Or Prize for Best Debut Feature at the 2013 Cannes Film Festival. Months later, 4 Golden Horse Awards: Bests in Feature Film, New Director, Original Screenplay and Supporting Actress. Singapore was on the global movie map. But let's rewind for a moment. The year was 1995. Only 2 local films were commercially released. One of them was director Eric Khoo's Me Pork Man. Now that movie earned critical acclaim overseas and is regarded to be the piece of work that led to the revival of the Singapore film industry. There was no looking back. Local movies came out year after year covering genres from slapstick to art house. Some see the variety as a lack of a unique Singaporean film identity. Others beg to differ.
I don't think there will ever be a Singapore identity for film. I think the Singapore identity for film or cinema is to have different voices, to have diversity, because this is how our country was built. This is actually the strength of what being Singaporean is. We are not one thing, we are many things. And to try and find a singular sensibility or singular vision for Singapore cinema, I think that would be very simplistic.
One thing filmmakers seem to agree on: making a career out of their craft can be as painful as a visit to the dentist. Speak to Kirsten Tan and you'll find out. She's been making short features for a decade. The notion of the struggling filmmaker may be a cliche, but Kirsten says there's truth to it. For her, it's often about just making ends meet as she pursues her passion. In short, she's doing what she loves, but isn't making much money from it.
Everyone, in some ways, is like, buying houses, getting married, getting cars. And in some ways, their life is kind of like set. And then you're just from the outside looking at them. Yeah. So, yeah. But then I wouldn't say that is difficult, because in some ways, yeah, it's just how it is.
There are avenues for help. Singapore's Media Development Authority has a slew of schemes which it refines on a yearly basis to support, at least, the passion of filmmaking.
Different strokes for different folks. Some people want to do short film, so there's an opportunity to just continue to do short film. We're not saying that you have to do a long feature. There are people that will specialize in short film. Some people will want to do a documentary, so those are fine too.
For a feature film, up to 40% of the amount spent on production costs locally can be subsidized. Making a movie is one thing, but marketing it is another. And authorities are looking at how to give filmmakers a bigger push in this area. One method being increasingly explored is the use of social media to create buzz over Singapore cinema.
Let's see the cutting board. 1, 2, go!
State support aside, those who dream of movie making can also start in school.
Happy birthday to us!
Ngee Ann Polytechnic marks 20 years of its film school's existence in 2013. For 2 decades, the institution has produced batch after batch of filmmakers hoping to make it big, with Anthony Chen being arguably the school's finest product. But beyond him, there are others who also want to leave their own unique footprint on the local filmmaking scene. Kristen Ong is one of them. She wants to embark on her first feature-length movie, and she thinks her education in film has equipped her for that. She just wishes there was more creative freedom in Singapore.
I think one of the most prevalent difficulties is censorship, because the boundaries that surround the censorship aren't very clear. So I think some filmmakers have difficulties when they're trying to construct their stories, especially with certain genres such as, say, crime, thriller and action, because there are certain things that you can't approach.
But Kristen wants to soldier on. Perseverance, it seems, is a must-have quality in movie making, as much in Singapore as elsewhere.
Dare to fail. Try, fail better, and keep failing better. Of course, don't repeat those silly mistakes. And then success will come.
Success, especially at the box office, doesn't come easy. Distributors and cinemas are picky about which films to screen. After all, there are only about 230 screens in Singapore for a population of 5.4 million. But there are those willing to give local cinema a fighting chance.
The Singapore perception of a local film is getting better than before. And with that, once there's some publicity about the films being available in the cinemas, and then you shouldn't wait. You shouldn't wait till second week, or you should just immediately try to go and support the film as early as possible, because that helps make sure that the movie gets to have a longer run.
And with 18 local titles being released in 2014, filmmakers may just have a shot at striking critical acclaim and also box office gold.
Explain the concept again.
Ghost Month. All the spirits have returned.
One of the 18 is After Images, a horror flick with a local flavor.
You can see the filmmakers improving, including myself, I hope, with each film, that we keep on building from that. And I think we all learn from Ilo as well. I mean, there's some dynamite directing in there and acting. So we all learn now what the bar is, what we're expected to basically create.
So many choices these days, deciding what film to watch is even more difficult than figuring out whether you have sweet or salty popcorn. But while you can mix the two, the average busy person only has time to catch movies one flick at a time. Local filmmakers then will have to work even harder to convince audiences that Singapore cinema can be a sweet experience and also worth their salt.
And this has been Singapore Tonight. Thanks for your company. Have a good evening.